Welcome to PLZ Soccer's YouTube channel for the Saturday preview show. No Kerry Pollock, no Peter Martin, no Tam McManus, no Alison McConnell. So it's really the dregs of PLZ today. It's myself, Adam Birry, and Lee McCulloch, joined by the ever-present
the loser.
But Lee, this is your big debut on the big show. So at the end of the show, we'll have the chance to maybe get yourself a regular seat on this couch with a quiz.
Is that if I win or get beat?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll let Tam decide. Anyway, 6 big matches this weekend. Roughly Livingston, Celtic, the early kick-off on Saturday. Celtic struggled throughout the week. They've struggled in the past at the Tony Mac, but you should expect it to be fairly convincing for them this weekend.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10 they're going to go there, and the game will be hard. But at the end of the day, they usually turn out a win. It was interesting listening to the Livingston manager. He's sort of a wee bit of mind games, but coming back off Europe and players will be tired, and I think he's hoping that more than anything else. But Livingston will always make it hard for people down there, but I think in the end, I think Celtic will come through that one.
Yeah, is there any hope for Livingston in this fixture? The only team beating them this season is Rangers, so they've had a decent start to the league.
Yeah, I think there's always hope for Livingston at home on that pitch as well. And the manager is right, they're coming off the back. Obviously a Champions League game, pretty energy zapping. They went down to 9 men, wasn't it? So Celtic will know that that's not an easy game. You don't just turn up and get 3 points here. So it's one to look forward to. It's the early kick-off as well, I'm led to believe. So yeah, I think it'll be quite a good game. Yeah,
Ruffy made the point about David Martindale saying that maybe the players will be affected by the kind of European exploits throughout the week. Rangers played against Betis. They take on Motherwell on Sunday. Do you think a big win takes a lot of energy out of you? Could that affect them coming into Sunday, or do you think that extra day's break will be okay?
I think it certainly can affect you. Obviously the Rangers have won their last league game against St Johnstone 2-0. They were hanging on the last 10 minutes during the week, so I think Motherwell, apart from last week, are probably the form team in Scotland, believe it or not, over the last maybe 20-30 games. So not an easy game for Michael Beale and the team.
Yeah, I think Stuart Kettlewell's side were 11 undefeated in the league before last weekend, but that's the next 2 weeks. They've got to play both Old Firm sides. It's going to be a really tough couple of weeks for Stuart Kettlewell's men.
It certainly is. They obviously lost the game last week. I think they should have taken something out of the game with the amount of chances they had. I know we keep talking about Rangers, and they're not 90 minutes, they're either 60 minutes here, 30 or whatever, I just think Rangers aren't too far away from clicking. And I've got a funny feeling, I know Motherwell are playing really well. I think it could be tomorrow. I think Rangers could go out and show Rangers supporters, that the new players will gel, and on any particular day they'll click. And I think it's going to be tomorrow. I'm going to go Rangers to win this one quite comfortably.
Yeah, we spoke about the form that Motherwell were in prior to last week, but the form side in the league just now is probably St Mirren. 5 games, 5 undefeated, second in the league just now. I believe they're 9 undefeated in all competitions. They take on Hearts this afternoon. At home, Smythe Stadium, an absolute fortress for Stephen Robinson's side. They must be confident going into this one as well.
I know I must be getting crazy this week, because I was impressed with Hearts last week. I thought did particularly well. I know St Mirren are going well. I thought it was a smash and grab last week. They're on a fantastic run, but these runs sometimes come to an end when you don't at least expect them. So I think Hearts will go there with a lot of confidence. I think it'll be really tight, but I think at the end of the day, I think Hearts might just nick this.
Yeah, it looked as though Hearts got back on track last week, that big win against Aberdeen, but how important is it to back that up and build a bit of momentum if they're trying to push for ultimately that third position in the week at the end of the season?
Yeah, it was a great one against Aberdeen. That's probably their rivals at this stage. The biggest rivals for third place, albeit Aberdeen are sitting in, for me, a false position in the league now. So it's coming off the back of that. The manager, Nazy, will know they need to build momentum, and there's no European football now, there's no excuses. I'm with Ruffy. I thought Hearts looked good last week. They get the ball forward early, they played off second balls, they had energy. St Mirren, yes, they're flying at the moment, but I think it will come to an end as well. There's only, for me, so far you can go, and there's not to say they're not going to be up and run about third place come the end of the season, but I definitely fancy Hearts today.
Across the city, Nick Montgomery, first game in charge at Easter Road as new Hibs boss. He'll be looking forward to that. They take on St Johnstone, still looking for their first win. How do you see that one going?
Yes, I watched the game last week, and obviously 2-0 up. They were coasting away at Kilmarnock, and then they gave away some silly, sloppy goals, like probably the Hibs team that have started and ended last season. So I think Nick Montgomery will want to be putting his stamp on the team. Difficult game at home, but I'm going to go for Hibs because St Johnstone are just 1 win in 9, I think it is. So they're out of sorts at the moment. So I think that'll be a 3 points for Hibs.
Yeah, Ruffy, everything seems to be against St Johnstone just now. No one seems to be giving them a chance. Against a side who've just got a new manager, do you think that could play into their favour? Still only scored in 1 of their 5 games so far. No wins. Surely something's got to click eventually.
No, I thought they should have held on last week. I think they should have won that game. The new manager will had a week to work with the players. He did say after the game he was upset with the way they lost the goal. So I think they'll be working on that this week. There might be a couple of changes here and there. I just can't see a goal in St Johnstone. I just can't see anybody who looks a threat. Carey was throwing balls in left, right and centre last week and nobody was on the end of them, so I'm going to go Hibs to win this one 2-0.
Yeah, St Johnstone looking for their first win. Aberdeen still looking for that big first performance of the season, where everyone thinks, yes, that's the Barry Robson side that we saw last season. They take on Ross County at home. Of course, you had the exertions of the Europa League throughout the week. They played against Frankfurt, putting a massive performance. Can that be the performance to set the bar and think if we can match that domestically, we'll be okay?
Well, I think the manager's got to channel that into the players. I think he's got to say to them, look, you've done particularly well against a right good side. Everybody thought you were going to get hammered. You didn't. You put up a good display. You're going into the game. I hate saying must wins, but he has to win it. He has to win it because they're running out of time now to convince the supporters, that he's the man. So nothing more. I mean, I know you want to grind it out, but he needs to grind out a win. He needs to send his supporters home with a win tomorrow.
Yeah, tough opponents in Ross County. They've been going about their business quietly this season. Only Rangers and Celtic have beat them so far. They're certainly no mugs.
I think they maybe got a fright last season with the playoffs, and Malky's got them organised well, unbeaten the last 2 games. I think this is a massive game. Aberdeen, Barry Robson, the success of third last season, getting European football, might be a victim of his own success this season, because if he doesn't win against Ross County, then he's under pressure. So early on in the season, with a European campaign just started, I fear for him. I really do, because Ross County have started the season pretty well, and I can see a really close game.
Yeah, an interesting tie this weekend is Dundee Kilmarnock. A reunion for two men involved. Derek McInnes, Tony Docherty facing against each other for the first time. That'll be a nice little personal battle between those two.
Yeah, so much success they've had together in the dugout together, and this will be the first game that they're up against each other. Two teams probably that started the season well and maybe in a little bit of a dip in form. So I think it'll be a close 1-1 in the last 5, I think, for both of them. So yes, I'm going to go for a draw tomorrow and sit on the bench because I don't actually know.
Robbie, it's a big one, I think, especially for Kilmarnock, given that fantastic start they had to the season. They beat Rangers, they beat Celtic, they get that draw against Hearts, but haven't won in any of their last 3 matches.
Yeah, I know, but they're new to the block, aren't they? And I think Tony will be saying the points that they picked up, they'll be happy with that. But 3 points would make a dramatic difference. Where they're going to end up in the league. I do think Kilmarnock need to start trying to win their away games. We know all about them last year, but they do look hard to beat. Last week was a perfect example. They ground in there, so I hope it's a really, really tough fence. Because I'm going to be sitting there.
Right, no sitting in the fence now. Straight into the predictions. We'll just blast through it. Start with Livingston versus Celtic. Ruffy.
I'm going to go 2-0 Celtic.
Lee.
2-1 Celtic.
Rangers versus Motherwell. Ruffy.
3-0 Rangers.
Lee.
2-1 Rangers.
St Mirren versus Hearts.
2-1 Hearts.
1-0 Hearts.
Aberdeen versus St Johnstone.
2-0 Hibs.
2-0 Hibs.
Aberdeen versus Ross County.
2-0 Aberdeen.
1-0 Ross County.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Dundee versus Kilmarnock.
1 each.
easy one each, because we're on that fence.
Quite right. I'll just add in a one each for that one as well. All sit together. Now with the moment you've been waiting for. This is the quiz. In fact, I've making sure he's been peeking at that the whole time, hasn't he?
Not age.
No, I don't know what it is. I just seem to go blank.
Right. So the rules for this, Kerry kindly explained to me. Nice and simple. I will ask a question. The first person to answer correctly
Shout
gets the
out.
point. Just shout. Just
Don't get 2 shouts.
Yeah, you only get 1 shout. Okay. Ready? Right. Who's currently second in the Scottish Premiership?
Rangers.
Simon.
Yes,
Oh my
1-0
God, I knew that as well. How? I know.
Right. Second, who's currently the league's top goal scorer?
For you, Hashi, Yogo.
I think you should get the point taken off him for that pronunciation. By the way,
Say his name back to front.
right, one each after 2 questions. That's all right. Who scored the only goal for Aberdeen against Frankfurt on Thursday night?
Oh, I don't know his name. Miovski set it up.
Aberdeen, hold on. Does it give me a P?
It does.
Postoloff or something? Is that near?
Possible. No, it says nah.
What is it?
I know. I give in.
Dante Polvara.
Oh, P.
I wouldn't have got that. I wouldn't have
It's
got
not
that.
off a point.
I wouldn't have got that. And I wouldn't have been shouting for a point if I says P.
No,
either.
not a chance. Right, still one each. Question 4. How many goals have St Johnstone scored this season?
Oh, easy. 4.
They've only scored 2.
Oh,
6 and 4. Right.
It's alright when you've got the answers.
Well, I made the question so I clearly knew the answers. Right, final question. Please sort this out, or Kerry's never going to let me sit back here, right? Question 5. There's only been 1 team to beat St Mirren this season. Who is it? Right at the very start of the League Cup groups. I'll give you unlimited guesses to make sure we get a winner here. Very first game. Montrose, there we go. Lee takes a win. 2-1 Lee McCulloch. Congratulations, Ruffy. I believe that's closer than a lot of times.
Oh, it is. It's usually 4-1. I'm happy with just 2-1.
That's all right. Well, Lee, Ruffy, thank you very much for your company on the couch for the Saturday preview show. Hopefully see you all back next week when Kerry is home.